Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know how I start every show. Make sure you log on to doggydiamondstv.com. And this is youtube.com/doggydiamondstv. If you didn't subscribe yet, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to get all notifications. Soon as the videos start, you should just automatically hit the like. You should be sharing. You should be doing all that stuff that I need you to do. So we could get this content out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need y'all to do that. I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like button. I'm gonna need y'all to do all of that. Also, listen, man, have you heard about my $100 promo deal? If you didn't, let me give you some details really, really quick. First and foremost, the promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV as well as the Interlude TV. That's the Insta stories, the YouTube community, the threads, the Facebook, the Twitter accounts. I can promote whatever you need, but as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products. Just contact me at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram, at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. Let's go. Okay. I'm here. And don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
peace to everybody in the chat room. Can't complain. We got Mezbot in the building. Bernadette Bernie is here. Disrupting Reality NYC. Rakeem Jackson, I see you in the building. Maybe they put y'all names back how they supposed to be. We got Zone 864 TV in the building. Chico Low 108. JP Pro 1423 is in the building. Vision 3030, I see you. Easy Lifting 22, I see you. Check Vids Online, I see you in the building as well. I was supposed to go live yesterday, but I've been, I was editing. I hope y'all seen my Benzino interview, the clip that I put out. If not, it's available on the channel. I know how they be distributing my stuff. It'd be hard to see sometimes, but yeah. Desi Iman 718 is in the building. Brooklyn is in the building. Monica, I see you. 62888, I see you. OTG Frank, what's up? Yes, $1 Million Minds is in the building. Michael Guest, what's up? LaDon Don, what's up? Maybe they do have some of y'all names out of whack. Yo, but don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, I could do the punch-ins and out because, I'm a producer, engineer, mixer, all that. I could do the punch-in and all that, like this.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
That was off beat. And then I pop junk and then be off beat. Haha. Where everybody from? Let me know. Let me know where you from in the chat so we can shout out your area. We can shout out your area. We can shout out your hood. We can shout out where you from. Zay Indigo, I appreciate you. I work hard on my artwork. I work hard on everything. I do this, try to do good product. Good crack gonna sell itself. Ha. So, yeah, this beat is on the album called They Pulled Me Back In. East London in the chat. Arizona. Queensbridge is in the building. Detroit is in the building as well. Iceberg Slim, I see you. Yes, Newark. Real life. Asbury Park, that's Jersey. Righteous Supreme is in the building. Big Ma is in the building as well. Detroit is in here. South Carolina is, we got 2 South Carolinas. One in a row. We got Big North, South Carolina. Well, you said Carolina. Then we got Fred X, South Carolina. Yes, I will go on the Joe Rogan show and blow the lid off the operation. Yes, Brownsville is in the building. From my man, Bobby BK. Washington Heights, but now in Kissimmee, Florida. Yes. Okay, Urban X was on. That's what's up. Shout out to my bros, Black Dot and Malcolm. Black Dot, I got your package. Damn, you know what? I forgot. St. Luciano Media, what's up? All right, I want to show y'all something I was working on because y'all probably didn't see it. Check this out. Subscribe to my YouTube. Yeah, man, I be here working on types of stuff, man. The dope thing about when you have a lot of things going on mentally and stuff be plaguing you. Like myself, I'm not perfect, and what I go through on a personal level, just me, my personal space, my personal thoughts. I get to be creative and just create stuff and just do all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I just sit here some days and just work on a lot of stuff. I work on me, of course. I exercise. I try to eat right, but um, I realized that I gotta create more. I have to do more creative things because that's what really get me through stuff. People don't really do it for me. I be feeling like nobody really understands what I be talking about. Or people, some people hear you, but they don't listen. There's a difference between hearing you and listening. Some people just hear you, but they ain't listening. And I don't know. I'm just at a point where I think I be trying to reach people that's unreachable because when people got their mindset set, there's nothing you can really say to them. They gonna do what they do. Um, so with all that, I hate when that being said, and I'm about to say it. Right? With that being said, um, some more stuff is about to happen in this culture. And how do I know that? Because I possess some things. Um, it's a lot that went on in this culture. Hip hop is 50 years old, they say. It's actually older than 50, but they credit 50 years. And it's a lot that was going on that was normalized that's not normalized now, if that makes any sense. A lot of things that people were doing that was okay is not okay now. And it's all it's about to come out. More stuff. Some things came out, but you're going to be surprised what you hear about certain people soon because I want to say this, and this is why I'm saying more industry scandals are about to come out because nobody was exempt from certain behaviors. And you could look and say, oh, I know such and such was down with that too. And we hear the same names because those are safe names because the people are not going to respond. They might be too big at what they got going on to respond. It ain't even them. It's people who you might have put on a pedestal because how they carried it, how they presented themselves. But it's a lot of custody stuff, a lot of deviant stuff. And it was industry standard at one point. See, there was something called groupies at one point. Now they call them sex workers. But at one particular point, they really didn't get paid. They would just get maybe a bag, a trip, get to smoke some reefer, drink. But dudes did a lot. And when you carry it a certain way, as far as like you want some BS, it's going to come out. And I possess a lot of stuff that I've been, only reason why I ain't dropped some of the stuff that I got, I've been really asking behind the scenes, how do I present certain things? Because when you put now things about believability, right? Now things are people be putting stuff past certain people and people personality worship. And I'm telling you, from my mouth to your ears, a lot of these dudes are foul. But it was industry standard. It was regular thing, because now you see the dudes, their wife a stripper, their wife a promiscuous woman. They put babies in them. But what about? That's what we see. That's what we know. What about what we didn't see and what we don't know? Some dudes got kids all over the world, kids all over the place, and it's not really frowned upon because everybody is doing it. People got children that they don't claim. People got children that they don't know, like everywhere. And it's like a lot of people was doing it. And when you look at a lot of these guys, a lot of them were heavily on drugs, like drugs that you was like, what? And then not only that, yo, that Batman Forever, that breakout in you know in the no areas, a lot of people, yo, that shit is real and it's about to come out. A lot of stuff is about to come out. And I never was the Tasha K type person, but I was like, yo, hold on. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, is this like that? And then now it's going to be whether you believe it or not, because one of the first people in the culture who was saying a lot was Wendy Williams. And, you know, we Wendy Williams birthed the superheads, the Tasha K's, the gossip sites and all that. And I want to say something about gossip because people talk about celebrity gossip and they dub things as celebrity gossip. Gossip is, I heard, I think. That is gossip. Firsthand stories with sources is not gossip. Especially firsthand means that if somebody is on my platform saying something, I'm not gossiping. I'm letting them speak. That's not gossip. So a lot of people be like, oh, this is gossip. Gossip is the biggest industry in our culture because people always want to hear something low level, low vibrating about somebody else. I don't know. We all tune into it to a certain degree. You got to pull away from it, you know, because you could get in too deep, but it runs the culture. It runs the culture. That's why everybody who so-called does gossip has a very big platform. So don't pick and choose who you want to say, it must suck for you to gossip every day. It must suck for you to have to get up and work for somebody every day and you don't want to get up. So don't ever knock nobody for doing what they do because you can't do it, don't know how to do it, don't know where to start, because if you could, you would. So miss me with that. So anybody that want to come and say, oh, gossip, you could just go somewhere where niggas don't gossip. I'm not gossiping. I'm reading articles and all that. And I don't owe nobody no explanation either. I don't owe nobody no explanation. And a lot of y'all bitch ass niggas be on the phone pillow talking to chicks and pillow talking to other dudes. Half of these dudes don't like each other. And how do I know? Because I got most of the phone calls. I got most of the interviews of dudes talking down and bad about each other and then be like, don't put the interview out because, you know, I'm trying to get a bag and all that. No, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said what you said. That's why I stand on everything. That's why I have no filter. I said it once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it 3 times. If I say F somebody, F them. If me and the person made amends, I can't go back and say, I didn't say F you before. Yes, I did. Sometimes I don't even have an explanation. Some people's spirit just bother me. Some people's face just bother me. But back to the industry thing. It was a particular point where we have people from the inner city getting into a culture. And then you're going around the world, locally, domestically, and now you are a celebrity or a star. A lot of dudes come from the inner city, destitute, dusty, broke, ain't getting no box. I'm saying, when you ever want to look at what a dude was doing, just look at his first baby moms. That always tell you. Look at the dude first baby moms and be like, that was the caliber of woman he was getting because that's who he chose to put a baby in. I know they get the pass arounds now. I know they get the models and all that now. I know. But it wasn't like that before. Money changes everything. And then it's like a race for guys to pull different women, or he had her, now I want her, or I want to take him from her. And a lot happens in this time. That's why we'll see she was dating him, then she was dating him. This dude is in her ear. We see a lot. A lot of mook stuff took place. A lot of custody stuff took place. And it gets swept under the rug because you was doing it too. That's why it's a club. It's a bunch of people who do it, and they try to get new recruits. And if you prove that you could be a recruit and don't say nothing, then you down. That's why a lot of these dudes be playing grab ass with each other. That's why they form factions. That's why you see all that, because they could trust each other with secrets. But everything done in the dark gotta come to the light. I'm telling you, everything that come in the dark gotta come to the light. Why is this important to me? Why do I cover these topics? Why do I talk about this? Why is this important to me personally? Why do I put my platform out there to cover these things? Because I believe in talented people. I believe in talented people. I believe in people. Talent is a gift from the Creator, God, the universe, whatever you whatever you choose to put as your higher power. And I don't believe that any man or woman should stop your gift that comes from a higher power for their deviance, their furtherance, or just their ego. Merkaz, I appreciate the donation, right? So you do have a lot of talented people. You do have a lot of people that know how to do stuff in this industry, but they never got a chance to do it because they don't do certain things. So we see some of the most talented people going through it. We see some of the most talented people. We'd be like, yo, what happened to such and such? This industry devoured them. And to be in this industry, you really have to have a great support system. You got to be mentally strong, and you have to recognize and realize that you are capable of falling off. And you have to say, if I fall 9 times, I got to be willing to get up 10 to be in this industry. There is no unseen hands. These people are not even covert. It is open secrets that we all see. First and foremost, right? If I sat in a seat for 30 years, so if I started when I was 24, not me personally, let's say some of these execs started when they were 24 and they've been sitting in a seat for 30, 40 years, and now they're 64. You think they're in tune with what's going on in the communities, the streets, and the inner cities? No. They're going to be in tune with marketing, promotion, what we can sell. The music industry is so down bad that nobody's getting budgets. Everybody wants to bundle something. So a lot of times when you see she or he did this amount of units, because they sold t-shirts with it. That's called a bundle. Look it up. One thing about me, I'm going to talk about what I know. I'm going to talk about facts. I'm not going to talk about how I feel, because how I feel don't matter. If I had it my way, I just line everybody up and punch them in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do that. So the least talented people are the judges of talent, right? We all have a unique talent. Your talent might not be singing. Your talent might be sewing. Your talent might be drawing. We all have a talent. Shit, some people are talented at whistling. You know, all talent doesn't mean something salacious or explicit. It could just be something simple. You know, you might have a talent of crumbling up paper and throwing it in the garbage can. You know, that's why they have hoops over the garbage can. But this industry has been consistent of holding people back. So now, when you come into certain spaces, you actually get looked up and down. The men get looked up and down, and it reminds you of some of them auction blocks of people. You get looked up and down. They try to figure out how they're going to market you. Are you attractive enough? And how could a man say another man is going to be attractive for ladies unless you attracted to him? Because I don't know how to look at no nigga and say, yo, that nigga cute. I don't know how to do that. I would ask ladies, yo, how y'all feel about dude? Would y'all, how could we market him to y'all? Because we want to make said person a ladies' man or whatever. That's where he want to be. But I ain't looking at no nigga like, yo, nah, the nigga cute. Or cut his hair like this or put, that's not thing. But this is what happens. So it's a lot that's taking place. You know how many dudes got their crates dug in by executives thinking they was going to get further, whether it was executives at record labels or movie studios or TV shows. A lot of them have. And you don't find it strange that these type of people who carry it like that is always in a position of power? They're always in a position of power, and that's how you get the Harvey Weinsteins, the Jeffrey Epsteins, because one thing that I don't like is that when it comes to devious dysfunction or anything wild, they make us the face of it. So we get a Diddy documentary before we get the Epstein files. We don't know what's going on with like the Harvey Weinstein thing. He's a get up for appeal and all this type of stuff. But a Diddy documentary will come out because when it comes to them, they'll sweep all that shit under the rug. But when it comes to us, they could use us against us and we'll accept it. But, when it comes to them, shit is actually swept under the rug. Like this shit is under political protection. And when you think about Diddy, he ain't do all that shit by himself. Or Kelly didn't do it by himself. None of them did that shit by themselves. They had drivers, bodyguards, managers, family members, a bunch of enablers, and a bunch of people that was helping it go down. A bunch of enablers, a bunch of people that was helping it go down. And the deep thing about it is, as soon as somebody feel like they're not getting done right or they catch an attitude, then they want to tell. Then they want to say, well, this was happening. So I'm always going to ask that question. And every time I interview somebody, I always say, so how long did you stay around for that? When did you leave? Because as long as you was eating off the situation or getting your gratification from it, you turned a blind eye. You didn't care. And reason why this is so important to me, because I used to always hear, yo, you don't play the game. I didn't understand what people were saying to me, playing the game. Like, what is playing the game? Like, I just want to put out music. Like, I don't know nothing about that. Like, I don't, you can't entice me with nothing. You can't entice certain people with anything, because a lot of things that people want or they think gives them some type of stat quo, I don't care about. Like I don't care about. Like, when you really truly come from nothing. When I say from nothing, I'm talking about financial, spiritual, and physically come from nothing. You are appreciative when you have something better than nothing. So I come from real destitute times. Like, that's why I don't really exploit my story, because, so many people share my story. So that's why I'm grateful. I never wanted anything that I didn't work for. I never wanted anything that I wasn't entitled to. I don't even know what I deserve. People say, you deserve this, you do. Do I deserve it? I don't know if I deserve it, because I always look at shit like under what circumstances, right? Like, yeah, I deserve that, but under what circumstances? And I always been the type of person that put somebody else before me, right? Like, I'm gonna get mine because shit, I used to didn't have no chicken. And I ain't talking about money. So if I get one piece of chicken, I got a piece of chicken. I don't need 16 pieces of chicken. I don't need a bucket. One piece, hey, that's better than nothing. But then I realized that people base where they're at in life off of what they have materially or what you don't have. Now that's cool, but what are you willing to do to get that? And I just ain't willing to do certain things to get certain things. And I'm not even talking about something that is obscene or anything like that. I'm just talking about I'm not willing to be in certain spaces and places for certain things because I don't belong. You have to have knowledge of yourself to know where you belong. It is certain places where I don't belong. It is certain places where I walk in and my discernment, my spirit, I like, yo, fuck I'm doing here. It's like going in a smoky room. It's like going to a cigar lounge. I don't smoke cigars. So what am I doing there? So if somebody say, yo, pop out to the cigar lounge. For what? I don't smoke cigars, but y'all do, and that's fine. But I find like a lot of people put themselves in spaces and places that they don't belong to try to belong and try to fit in where you're made to stand out. Regardless what anybody say about me, yo, there is only one of me. You see a lot of imitations, but you don't really see pure duplications, but there is only one of me. There is only one, I'm really one of a kind. The only people that is similar to me is my blood family members. Not blood by gang, but blood by vein, you know. So you'll see the similarities in them because we are, you know, we're related. We got the same DNA, you know. But I never wanted to be like nobody. I never felt like I needed this and that because what did I need that for, right? I remember not having a place to stay. I remember being hungry. Like I'm talking about literally hungry, like no food. To where I had a headache because I didn't eat for days. Now I can eat whatever I want. And not being able to eat made me excessively eat at one point because I was so used to not having shit that you eat everything and then next thing you know you're overweight. So once you come into yourself and you realize, yo, I need to slow it down and, you know, reel it back in, then you get, you know, you come into your own. And I'm glad I was able to do it at some point in my life, than never in my life, right? So in this industry, I find it's a rat race for niggas who don't care about you, who don't love you. You know, one of the most painful things that you'll ever experience in life is finding out that people you think love you don't love you. That's like the most painful thing. Like it's like you in a relationship, and the people who you in a relationship just don't love you. That's what this shit is like. So the only good thing about that is that you're able to have direct to consumer contact. I'm able to get on and directly talk to y'all. So I'd rather have a steady 300 people that I know fuck with me than I have 10,000 people who just, whatever. You know, whatever. I'd rather have a steady, slow and steady. That wins the race. This shit is a marathon. I've been 19 years doing this. But I never wanted to do cocaine to fit in or smoke weed or excessive drinking or I got to have a certain outfit or a certain car to fit in with who? To be like who? If you like nice things, you like nice things. I'm not saying don't strive for that, but when you're doing it for validation for people who will just look at you and be like, oh, that's an old car now. Because no matter what we get, it becomes old. And then you become some has-been and talking about what you used to do and what you used to have and all of that. And every year, I demote myself. Every year I say, yo, you fell off. I promise you, I don't care how many subscribers I get. how many views I get or don't get. Every year, there's a point of the year where I say to myself, you fell off. You know why I tell myself that? Because it makes you get back on, makes you get back to the source of what you came into it for. I didn't come in this shit to be friends with nobody. I'm not even really truly a friendly person because I don't like fake people or fake shit. Fake people give me the creeps. I be really wanting to put my hands on people. And the internet don't know, but dudes in the street and these rappers know, I put my hands on people. It don't mean nothing to me. I don't like being around fake people. I don't partake in fake shit. I just don't. I will just get away from anybody at any given time. If I see you talking about somebody too much, I'll get away from you. Because that's what this type of person you are. Because a listening ear becomes a running mouth too. And if you could talk about them, you could talk about me. So I just get away from people. A lot of people don't like me because I'm not friends with them no more. And not being friends with you don't mean that we got beef. It's just that how you vibe and how you rock and what you want, it's not synonymous for what I'm in this for. Because I believe in my heart that I really am a talented person. Multifaceted, multi-talented. And I don't need validation from people. I just do what I do. And then I put it to the world. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I still going to put my talent out there because it is my gift from my mother, my father, my ancestors, from the universe. And I want to share it. And I say this all the times. And I say it again. This brain of mine sparked a whole genre. But everybody's trying to ignore that. Everybody's trying to act like that's not the case. That's not what happened. So I was looking through my IG the other day, and I'm like, damn, I need to remind people of some stuff. And I want to remind y'all of this.
One of the reasons why I started Drink Champs, I don't necessarily agree with you all the time.
I'm an asshole.
You're an asshole. Yes, you are.
I love it.
But I love the accountability you take. I love the fact that you face it face on. And if it wasn't for you, there would not be a Drink Champ.
Say that again to the camera. Where's the camera at?
I started Drink.
So that's Nori saying, if it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be a Drink Champs. You're one of the reasons why I started Drink Champs. And then we look at all these people, they're following Nori. They seen him get a bag, success, revolt, big YouTube views. They're following him. But he's telling y'all he followed me. I didn't follow nobody. I was the blueprint. I was the sacrificial lamb. You know, the first one through the door gets shot. The first one through the door gets all the smoke, and then everybody can learn from my mistakes and what I did. Did I do some things wrong? Yeah, but I'm a motherfucker from Brooklyn who just had a camera and just did what I did. I didn't go to school for this. I just wanted to document the culture. But I didn't want to play the industry games. I didn't want to play that. So yeah, slow and steady wins the race. So in my possession, I got some shit. Now, for my people who rock with me, y'all gonna have to rock with me on a lot of this because it's some people that you love, and you should love them for the talented, because for the talent and what they added on to the culture. But we can't let them think that some of the shit they was doing to people is cool. We can't let them think some of the shit that they did was cool, because people feed people and people will enable them. So people will help hide people's secrets because they don't want to get cut off. And just because you got power, money, and respect, you should never be above reproach. You should never be in a situation where you can't get called out for your wrongdoing. Because a lot of niggas don't be sorry. They just be sorry they got caught. The interview is done. It's done. There's nothing in it for me. Right? I just provide a platform for people to speak. Because remember, again, they don't provide platforms and even the playing field. That's what I did coming in the culture. That's what I'm gonna continue to do today. So that's why people will still come to me. And a lot of shit I hear is very, very disheartening because we believe in people. We believe in these characters, and that's all they are, is characters. We believe that a person is coming to you, is very knowledgeable, and they have this let me see, they have this way about them where you feel like, damn, you one of us, man. You listen, none of these niggas is one of us. I'm just being real with you. None of them is one of us. Please do not worship any of these guys. If you like their music, like their music. If you like their movies, like their movies. If you like whatever they did, like what they did. These niggas is not us. I'm telling you. And a lot is going to come out soon. And you just going to have to decide where you stand. Just like you had to take a stand on the Diddy thing. And it's coming from a place where you wouldn't expect that from certain people. Because they carry it so righteous, right? They carry it so godly. They carry it so proud. And you be like, yo, nah, they got this and they this and they that. Yo. It's bad, man. It's bad. And first I was just like, what the hell is going? Sometimes I say that, like, what the hell is going on? And then me as an individual, what I do is I look around and I say, well, who knows about this? Because I'm hearing about it now. And then you find out, yo, everybody know. And everybody's in on it. And everybody is covering for it. And everybody's being quiet. You're like, yo, hold on. Y'all okay with this? And they are, man. They are. And it always comes back to the same thing. Because we can't rob each other because we don't have no money. What we do is we take people's entitlement. People are entitled to compensation for their talent, their skills, and what they've done. And we rob people for their entitlement. That's what we take from people. Form factions, and we rob people for their entitlement to where they're wither away that they don't even want nothing to do with this. Because they feel like they haven't been fairly compensated and they're ready to just leave all of this. But one of the things that we do more than anything is that deviance that don't come from us. That lust that don't come from us. That sickness that don't come from us, that we became the poster boys and poster girls for, ruins lives so bad that it could even be a family member. And you normalize that. Where it could even be a family member and you normalize that. And then people justify certain things. And then, so many Venus and Mars things, red pill people where we say, yo, she act like she wanted it or she did this. And I'm like, hold on. What I'm not understanding is that you in a higher mind, you supposed to be in this supreme mind and all of this shit. How did you fall victim to one of the four devils? See, when you start hitting niggas with their own shit that they so-called wanted to tell you and their own ideologies and their own way of life, how did you fall victim? Know why? Because you're really not God. You're an imperfect man. You just take on titles. You're really not God. You're an imperfect man who fell victim to one of the four devils. And it's bad. But then they pretend like they're a protector. So you protect what you protect. And most of the time is your interests. And then you recruit people that's going to protect your interests because their interest now is you because you become the financial provider. And then what you do is you start cutting people off and start spoon feeding people and starving out people because niggas be love bombing niggas. Niggas be love bombing niggas. And at this stage of life, the way the universe is now, we all feel voided of love in a certain way. So when an individual tell you, I love you, you have no choice but to believe them. But boy, y'all watch a nigga that I put on my platform every night say, I love my comrade. And me, like a dumbass, believed them till the deviants came out. And I'm like, yo, you don't love me, nigga. You trying to destroy what I built because you can't control yourself. The answers just answers their self. But then people do what they do and they just go on like nothing ever happened. But then the people who are affected by it are left holding the bag and left answering questions when certain things aren't my decision. But every action gets an action. So now you have to ask yourself, well, who the fuck really loves you? And what is love? And how could somebody love you if they don't love themselves? And they show you every day how they don't love themselves, because if it's a love that you got for me, that you got for them, I don't want that love. I want a special love. I want a love that's reserved for me, because I don't spread love. I don't tell people that I don't know I don't love them. And I don't tell people I love them if I don't. It's not just, it's not a greeting. It's not the ending of a conversation. But I got audio. I got a lot of stuff on niggas. And that's why I say niggas will never speak on my name, because y'all know I'm the king of receipts. So when you ask me, yo, what happened? Ask them. Don't ask me. There's no wrongdoing on my part. There is no scandals on my name. There is no deviance on my name. There is none of that on me. But people will take down your whole fucking operation of what you built because they can't control themselves. And there's always these self-righteous niggas with these names and, you know, all these attributes and all that shit. And I be looking sometimes, I be like, damn, y'all people really be fucking fooled. But you know what? You can always fool a fool. I'm not here to fool nobody. I don't fake numbers. I don't buy subscribers. I don't do any of that. Shit, if I got 1,000 views, I got 1,000 views. What am I subject to ridicule by who? I don't care. Because it was at a point where I had zero. And there's always the people with zero that want to tell you what you don't got based off of what somebody else got. But what do you have? That's like when niggas be like, yo, we gonna. What you gonna do? Because if I see anybody on a one-on-one on the street, you ain't gonna do shit. You gonna wait till you have an entourage. Because y'all know how I carry it. Y'all know, come on, man. These niggas know. I don't need an entourage. Anybody who I've ever sat up here said, yo, I saw you was by yourself. Yeah, because that's how I move. Man time. Not cowering, not running, none of that. I say it once, I say it twice. I say it in your face, I say it in your mother's face, in your kid's face. That's just how I am. I'd rather not be like that, but it's going to be what it's going to be. I'm just telling y'all, they say don't celebrity worship. Never meet your heroes and sheroes. They're going to disappoint you. Believe in yourself. Don't believe in people. Believe in yourself. Don't believe in people. If it's possible, it's probable. If I told you today I walked across the lake, I had on these Pumas, or I had on my Air Force Ones, my Uptowns, and I walked across a lake, you could look at me and say, that's cap. Reggie T, I appreciate you. You can say, that's cap. Nigga, you ain't walk across no lake, and no matter how much I try to convince you, you know it's cap. Stop putting shit past people. Because if it's possible, it's probable. And if you believe in yourself, you believe in your discernment, you believe what you know better than, and watch people, watch their patterns. Watch how they carry it. Watch how they act. They're going to eventually tell on themselves. So now it becomes, who's going to keep this secret? Who's going to help me keep this secret? And you'll be surprised how many people be scurrying to keep the secret with them and keep things under wraps. And that's why people get away with shit for so long. But I'm going to tell you something. Anything that come across my desk, I'm not holding nobody's secret, because you just shouldn't do it, or you shouldn't did it. And wrongdoing, that's foul. We got people who use their stature, their power, their money, or influence for all the wrong shit, when you could just do the right thing. When you could just do the right thing. But something about that devil in you, it controls you. Something about that wrongdoing. Like, I don't want to do nobody wrong. I don't want to I've had people give me cash apps and say, damn, man, I sent you 500. I only meant to send you 50. I ain't got to send that shit back. What you gonna do? I send them it all. No, I don't want nothing. You take it all back. You send me what you want to send me. I don't want nothing that I'm not entitled to. I don't want nothing that I didn't work for. I don't want nothing that some of these niggas got. I don't even aspire to be like, I'm a grown ass man. I don't even look up to niggas. I don't look up to nobody. I look up to myself because I know I'm my biggest inspiration, because I got to get up every day. I gotta make this shit work. And I be going through sometimes mental health crisis sometimes because I can't understand people. Like, I don't know what happened. It just became a point where, yo, what happened? And I think it was since the plan, whatever, something turned on that everybody's bugging the fuck out. Everybody's bugging out. It's people who I would say, nah, nigga ain't gonna do that. He doing that. It's people on the internet bugging. You notice when women, they stop getting certain attention, you start seeing more clothes come off. When a dude not getting attention, he start, I feel like look at everybody has a think piece now. Everybody's more blatant and open and honest. But when I was doing this shit in 2005 and early on at the beginning of Twitter, I had a bum ass nigga that was next to me. My partner took him out. You hurting my career. Well, where your career at now? You doing what you didn't want me to do. So what happens in a lot of times, I have foresight. So I know the way that things is going to go, but people always trying to deter me from doing something so they can do it. I don't put clickbait titles. I don't do that. I report the story. I don't even fucking sit on here all day. You know why? Because I have a life, and my life is not going to be a slave to anything digital. That's why I could download software and programs. I got to touch a machine. That's where I come from. But I know how I'm always the blame or the face of somebody else's misfortune, and they be lying. And if they not lying, tell them to prove it. Niggas always lying. Yo, he did. Y'all know I'm the king of receipts. I've never said anything on this platform that I could not prove. Because I ain't going to say it. I ain't going to say it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to, what the fuck I'm going to lie for? I could just do something else. I could be sitting there watching TV or working on something. I don't have to get up here and lie every day. I don't feel obligated to talk every day. Some days I don't even want to talk to a soul. I don't want to talk. Because I can't really relate to a lot of people. in this society, it's hard to find like minds because I say, hold on, how you fuck with me and you fuck with that? That ain't what I'm about. So you're 1 foot over here and 1 foot over there. Nah, just stay over there, because if I gotta question you, I don't want to question your loyalty. I don't want to question where you at with it. I don't want to question that. Damn, did you suck? I don't want to do that because I don't have time. Because one of the things that we don't have that we think we don't have time. Time is flying. A minute is like a second. A second is like a nanosecond. We was just saying Happy New Year. We about to say that shit again in like another 15, 16 days. Maybe a little longer. I think today is the 12th. So about another, I was exaggerating, about another 20-something days. So when we looking at people, it's like, yo, who can you really trust? So it makes you reclusive. It makes you and it don't make you paranoid. You just study people and behaviors. Me, being who I am, all I put out in this culture, I gotta beg for a fucking like. I gotta beg for a like. I gotta beg for people to engage in my content. And it's niggas and people who eat off my content, because when I make money, I give it to them. But I see them liking and dick eating other people's shit. I say, yo, you know what? All right, I'm good. I know what it is. I know what it is. Because the first thing of people's behavior being weird is social media. Listen to me. I'm going to end on this note because I'm not going to keep you all night. I want to go listen to this Nas project just like everybody else. But the first time you see people acting weird is social media. All of a sudden, they don't see none of your posts. They don't see nothing you doing. They just start turning their head. But you see them. Oh, but they didn't see what you did. That's the first sign that, hold on, something is wrong. What's going on? So when some of your biggest supporters turn to no supporters, something is wrong. Something happened. You just don't know what. Most of the time it's somebody in their ear telling them something or whatever. And then a lot of times people be falling victim to what other people say. Stay over there. Stay there. I'm not a boomerang. You throw me away, I don't come back. I got 2,000 videos on this channel, hundreds of videos on another channel. I should not be asking people, go like the post or whatever. If you fuck with me, you like it. If you don't, you don't. If you didn't see it, fine. But I see what you saw, though. Okay, that's more important. Hope that worked out for you. Anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. A lot of people ask me how you could get interviewed on my channel. This is the info right here. To get interviewed on my channel, hit me up at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. You want to hop on a special offer because it's a 35-minute interview that includes a $100 social media promo. It could be live stream or tape, and an additional guest could be in your interview. Just hit me up on IG at Doggie Diamonds. Subscribe to my YouTube. I'm out. Peace. And don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Did you hear what I said? I said,
Doggie